Hey, can you hear me? Look. Check it out. Ignite Her has launched. It is 2025. I'm just picking up clothes from one of my friends who had some extra clothes to help out the Ignite Her program. If you have any gently worn business attire, clothes for women who are out here doing the work but maybe do not have the clothing that they need to get the job done, we need your old clothes. Hit me up in my inbox or through H.O.P. The program is called Ignite Her, where we provide clothing to women who may be transitioning from one job to the next and maybe don't have the means to buy clothes. It could be going from working at McDonald's to now working in an office. So we're looking for gently worn business clothes. Make sure y'all hit us up, all right? Please hit us up. We need those clothes. And check right below there. If you're not in the state of Delaware, you can mail them to us. Or if you're in Delaware, we'll pick them up. Y'all have a great evening.
Great evening, everyone. Great evening. All right, let me get my stuff together here. All right. Great evening. Come on in. We are back. It's Monday. It is time for the Boss Ladies Lounge. I'm waiting on Morgan to get in here. How y'all doing? How you been? Like last Monday, we were not on because of the Memorial Day holiday. We wanted to give y'all a break because y'all weren't going to come on anyway. So why are we going to put ourselves out there? So we took a break just like y'all took a break. But guess what? You're on this evening. We are back. And I want you to tag and share. We need to get this out. I'm excited about our guest that we have. I'm even more excited about everything that she's doing. And we're going to hear all about it. So like, tag, and share. And if you have not subscribed to the House of Peach, why? We have been on for like 2.5 years now. There's a QR code on your screen. I need you to scan it and subscribe because you never know what we're going to do and whose city we're coming to. I'm going to manifest that. Peach smack. Y'all hear me? We are going to multiple cities with this. I'm excited about it. Hey, y'all don't sleep on us in 2025. You don't know what's getting ready to come, but you won't know that we're there if you don't subscribe to House of Peach. Hey, Maybach, how are you? So happy that you're on. You on early this evening, I see. Oh, you didn't leave us sister hanging to the end. All right, I got you. Y'all like, tag, and share. Let me just do some little housekeeping stuff. We already know you're going to tag this QR code and you're going to sign up. You're going to get subscribed to what we're doing so you get the notification. We are on here every single Monday, just about, with the exception of last Monday. At 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is none other than the Boss Ladies Lounge, hosted by myself and Morgan Harvey. And we are under the amazing umbrella of the House of Peach. What do we do here? We inspire, motivate, and push you to your next level in destiny. We come with some content that will excite you, that will give you some strategy, give you some good wisdom. Y'all, the folks that come on here drop some great wisdom, right? So we come on, we give it all to you. We give you this good energy. We are not dull nor boring. And y'all see me. This is how I am all the time, unless I'm asleep. And then if I wake up in the middle of the night and I wake up really good, this is how I am. I can get up any time of the night. It does not matter what time. And do this because I've worked in surgery for 20 years and I've taken call where we get called in 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You got to be up ready to work. So why not get up grateful for the day? I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be before you because there's a lot of folks that didn't wake up today. So I'm happy. I'm honored to have the opportunity to bring you some good content today. I'm all about highlighting fellow female entrepreneurs, those that are doing great things in the world and their community. And who better to have on the folks that are doing something in media? I love it. I love this. So I'm not gonna spill the beans just yet. We just gonna do this little intro because I'm waiting on Morgan. Morgan, where are you, girl? I'm waiting for you to get in here. So what did y'all do last Monday for the holiday? What did you do? Tell me, let me know who cooked out because clearly I didn't get an invite and I'm a little salty about that. Y'all don't think I can get on a plane and fly somewhere? I absolutely can. So nobody gave me an invite, so I was here. I was here. However, it was good to have the day off and not to log into the computer to grade assignments, teach a class, do any of that. I had a break. So I took advantage of the break and enjoyed that. So I hope y'all had good time with your family and your friends. And if you're not the social type, then hopefully you had a good peaceful time at home. There's nothing wrong with that. Like my home is filled with peace. So guess what? I most of the time like to stay home and just enjoy that. Now I will go out and about and do stuff, but when I get tired, I'm like, I'm going back to the place that I pay for every month. I'm gonna go enjoy the air conditioning I pay for every month, right? So that's what I do. Mo, she
Hey,
made it.
hey,
She made it. Hey, girl,
how
listen.
you doing?
Not much longer now. You're gonna be here, y'all. Morgan is coming to Panama City next month. I'm excited.
Damn.
I'm excited. We're gonna have a girls' weekend and we're gonna do it up.
Yes. Yes,
We
yes,
are. So
yes.
how
I'm
you
excited.
been? We weren't on last Monday, so kind of miss you.
Mm.
Well, we did talk, but you know.
We did, I know, and not even the way that we wanted to, too. I'm telling when I say I've been slammed with nothing but just straight babies. It's
Hey,
been, yeah.
babies are good. Babies have dollar signs on them. We like the dollar signs. We love the babies too, but we like the
Yes,
dollar signs too that come with the babies.
absolutely, absolutely. But can we just talk about what it's like to have to do all of the administrative work as well as the actual work? Because,
Yeah.
like, right now, I'm tired
Oh, I believe it.
and I don't want to do billing. But if I don't do get billing, I
Then you
don't
don't
get
get paid.
paid.
Then those dollar signs just float away.
Exactly. And they're just like sitting there with like an expiration date because Medicaid don't play. They got a date. You only
Oh
got so
yeah.
many days for you to bill. So yeah, it's a bit much. But then I was like, and then clients have been coming in, so I'm potentially going to be out in Chicago in September.
Oh
I'm going to be
nice.
back in Alabama later in the winter or in the
Another
fall.
Alabama baby?
Yeah.
Mm,
So yeah, I'm excited. I'm
that
excited.
is
A
cool.
little bit of travel and some local stuff before I get going. So
All right.
getting
That sounds
excited.
great. Can't you hire like a teenager, like a junior or senior to teach them how to do the billing and
I
take that
could,
off
but
your plate?
insurance fraud is serious, and if they mess
Mm,
up, then I go to jail.
oh God, no,
So
we don't want that.
yeah, exactly. So I've been talking with my manager Maya, who we had on last season
Mm-hmm.
about helping with billing and stuff like that. But we
Okay.
have to really come up with like a system because she's not there. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
she still needs all the information that I have. So I
Yeah.
was like, does it make sense for me to just input it somewhere and then she can just go get it and do
Yeah.
that? That makes sense, but yeah, so we're still working out what that looks like.
Well, thank God for overflow and
Yeah.
expansion because babies on top of babies is good for business. So it's just
Yeah.
getting you all, I see it as an opportunity for you to grow to see how you can best function, still give all the families what you need to give them, all of you, and still handle all the other stuff. And so eventually
Yeah.
you're going to have that team that take care of it. And all you need to do is just go focus on the families and helping them bring in beautiful babies and then helping them after the babies come, what you want to do anyway.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's what I want to do. But you know what's funny? I actually feel like this is an admin season for me.
mm, to learn how to do
Um,
all of that.
yeah, and I think that's for what's coming up next
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to have to facilitate before I can really get my hands dirty. And
Okay.
so at this point, I feel like that this is why
Mm-hmm.
it's about time management and it's about trying to facilitate putting others into certain spaces so a thing works like a well-oiled machine, which is like the other thing that I do really well. So it's not just an actual hands-on thing but organizing and putting things together so that it works
Mm-hmm.
properly. So yeah, this is, I think right now getting used to the change, and this is something that as entrepreneurs, sometimes the shift isn't always a product or us changing, what we're offering. Sometimes it's just a shift in focus. Sometimes we go from doing to teaching, just like you know what I mean?
Right.
You've gotten into the consultation phase, and then there's another phase that's after that, as well. So at
Mm-hmm.
this point, I think it's like we were talking about, last time. It's taking those steps and getting ready for the growth that's going to take you
Right.
bigger.
Right.
So,
I'm excited because this weekend was really an exciting weekend for me. So I was invited to go to a women's brunch on Saturday, and the
okay.
brunch was great. However, my purpose was not at for the brunch. It was what took place after the brunch was over. So the church, the ministry that has this, had the where we were located, they have a community organization, and they do so much for feeding the homeless to helping kids, because that particular zip code is like one of the worst zip codes in Panama City. And so the children are, some of them are dyslexic. There's a lot of autism. A lot of them don't know how to read. And it's from the little ones on fifth grade, well, the little elementary school, all the way
Mhm.
up to high school with difficulty. And so they took us, those that wanted a tour, they took us through the facility, show us everything that they have, from a full kitchen for them to feed the homeless. They had a room that clothes were being donated. They have a bathroom with full shower for those homeless people that want to come and take a shower. And then they have a room in the back that's filled with stuff for the kids, but they don't
Mhm.
have volunteers to come and spend 30 minutes to an hour to help them with reading or help them with homework or anything like that. And so one of the ladies in the group, she said, teaching them a trade might be a really good thing because they can do that pretty quickly and still make good money. She's like, plumbers and HVAC and electricians and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So I got to thinking about surgical technology. This is actually a trade. So I was talking to the pastor who's over the organization. I said, listen, I said, I really want to get involved and help. I can devote time to come down here and help with the kids. They were, for the homeless, they were using, they were feeding with 10,000 pounds of food, but they had to cut it down to 5,000 because they don't have enough people to serve. What? I could come and make a plate. Like, that's not a problem. I did that when I was in Jersey, when I was going over into Philly with what was it? Helping the Homeless. I think that's the name of the organization. And so I'm like, I can come and help them, talk to the kids, do whatever. And then I said, so of course, you know how my mind is. My gears start to turn, and I'm like thinking, and then I just go into full blown planning, like, this is what I'm gonna do. So I told her, I said, just so you know, I'm also an educator. And she was like, what? I said, yeah. And I said, my field is surgery. I can call hospitals. I can call my friend that has a company. I can try to get all this stuff and teach them about surgery. And then who knows what that's going to lead into. And she was like, oh my God. She said, here, come with me, come with me. She gave me her business card and everything. And I said, you know what? They have a lot of land, in the back of the building. I said, you know what? I said, my mother owns a daycare center in Georgia. I said, I'm sure there's something that she has that she can donate to you for out here for the kids. And she was like, where's your mom live? And I told her where. She said, I'll go pick her up. I said, you don't have to do that. My mom will definitely be here. That's not a problem. I called my mom on Sunday. I said, listen, this is what I ran it down for her. She said, tell her to give me a list of what she needs. Come through, mama. Let's do this. So I am excited because I'm about education. I don't care what I'm teaching. And then for me to be able to teach them what I do and show them another area of healthcare, especially for those high schoolers that don't know what they want to do. You introduce this, because when I was in high school, I didn't know anything about surgical technology. I didn't know. And so that's the only thing that I regret, is not getting into it sooner than I did. But hey, it's all in God's timing. It is. Good evening, Mama Lane. I see you. Hey, Jackie. I see Lisa on here. Hello, hello. I'm glad y'all are on. We're waiting on our guest. I hope that everything is okay. I sent her the new link, so I'm hoping she can get on in a minute. But what we are doing, y'all, listen, I forgot. Let's talk about this. At the end of this month, the last Monday in this month, we have our He Said, She Said. And when I tell you the topic that we're going to talk about is going to ruffle some feathers,
you gonna tell them the title?
Ruffle. Huh?
I say you gonna tell them the title?
Should we tell them the
title? Should
we? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and tell you the title.
For dramatic effect, why not?
Right. So the last Monday in this month is our He Said, She Said segment. And there's anything goes with that. And if you want to be on the show as a panelist to put your 2 cents in, by all means, let us know. We'll send you the link. So the title for that He Said, She Said is I Don't Want This Baby. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. So y'all know we can go any way with that, any direction with it. So you gotta come on that day to make sure you don't miss a day. Just come then. Next Monday, and I'm gonna put Peeaach out there because he doesn't know yet. Next Monday, Peeaach Mel, he's watching on YouTube, is going to be our guest on the show. He has a story to tell. Okay. And I want him to share that. So next Monday, I hope his schedule permits. That he can come on. But I already put it out there, so you're gonna have to figure it out.
Look, if we have to change the schedule for the show to accommodate, listen,
we will figure it out. It's
when we
going to work out.
That's the beauty of running your own stuff, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we were dealing with anyone other than the producers that we have and ourselves, like it would be an issue. But that's the beauty of being able to do your thing. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yes, I am too. So hopefully he'll be able to come on. Listen, if you would like to be a guest on our show, we don't discriminate against no one. All are welcome. Whether you have a business, you start an organization, you just have a topic that you want to discuss, we are open. There's no subject that's off the table. We talk about all of it. And so that's why we are well-rounded to be able to come to you about real life issues, real life things that we all deal with and we all face. Now, one thing, and until our guest gets on, let's talk about having peace and maintaining our peace. We've touched on this a few times before, but now he wants to look all surprised. Don't do that. So one thing that I have really been working on these past few weeks is maintaining my peace. Because if you don't have it, it puts you in a whirlwind, like a tornado in your head, and then you can't retain anything. You can't think clearly. You can't focus. You can't move forward. And so we have to identify those areas that's causing us this anguish that we can't maintain our peace. A lot of times it's obstacles that would keep us from progressing forward. And if we are not vigilant enough to see what's going on, it would definitely derail us. And one thing that I like to do now at night, that's the time that I really can't calm my brain down. And so using mindful meditation is the one thing that gets me through. Like, it talks you through what to do in order for you to relax. Because while we are asleep, that's when our bodies regenerates itself while we are at rest. Because if I'm moving around, my cells can't regenerate. I can't let the old cells slough off and new cells arise, right? So when I'm asleep and I'm at rest, that's when all this internal work can take place as supposed to. So maintaining your peace is so vital. So Makelia is coming. She said, my bad, she was waiting on 7 p.m. Central. I forgot to tell her she wasn't paying attention. She's going to come on in a minute. But what do you talk about our peace before she comes in here?
I feel like it is something that you have to protect at all costs. And a lot of the times we allow distractions to be the thing that steals it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's our need to respond. Like, not everything requires a response. And I feel like that's where sometimes we put ourselves into a place where it can be taken. And the crazy
Right.
thing is, just like, peace comes from within. That's something that,
Mm-hmm.
comes from God. So, like, it's something that you obviously produce, it's something that you already have. And so, for you to have no peace means that you allowed someone or something to have so much access to you
Mm, that's
that the
good.
power that you have, you're just giving it away. And I think that your piece is everything. That's your
I like
health.
what you said about access. Access is, that's it. If you give them access to disturb your peace, then you set yourself up for that. If you don't give them the access, then they're not coming. It's not going to
Yeah.
come to you.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
we'll take that on a little bit further. So I want to introduce, before we bring on our guest, and after she comes on, and I'm going to show this clip from what she has written. But Makelia Laree, she and I got connected on Facebook like last month. I saw that she's coming here to Panama City July 26th, and she has her play Grief, Grudges, and Guilt. And I said, "Oh, this looks good." So I'm interested in that. Soon as I hit I'm interested, I believe it was her cousin, her manager maybe, messaged me. And I'm all excited, like I feel all special. Like, oh, they're messaging me. Oh. And so we go through everything, and they want to come and promote and stuff. And I'm like, yo, I can. She wanted to come into churches. So I got 2 churches that I'm affiliated with that she's going to come in on June 22nd and talk about the play. But she's a Black woman. That is one of the things that drew me. And so I cannot wait to bring her on. She is beautiful. I have not met her in person yet, but I feel her spirit. She's beautiful in and out. I know without a doubt. So we're going to bring my girl Makelia Laree on, and we are going to have a conversation. Come on in.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
How
I
you
am
Hi.
so
doing?
sorry. Listen, I was waiting for 7 p.m. Central Time. I forgot you are an hour ahead of me. It's 6:24 my time.
Well, I'm in Central too. So 6 o'clock our time and 7 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah.
I apologize. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. But hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Look,
How
it's
are
okay. You can pull a
you?
Morgan. When I'm in a different time zone, I forget all the time. So you good.
Yeah. Morgan
Yeah,
has missed an entire show. I'm like, I've done the show by myself. And then I text her afterwards, and she's like, oh, I'm coming. I'm like, Morgan, the show's over. What are you
the
talking
show's
about?
over. Well, I sincerely apologize. And then I'm at my parents' house, was doing something with my mom when I got your message. And I was like, girl, I ain't put no eyeliner on. I ain't put my lip gloss on now. So let me run out here in this patio and enjoy this live. So I do apologize. But
You
thank you
are
both for
good.
having me. Thank you so much for the
Yes.
interview.
So
Thank you for
I want to,
coming.
yeah, I'm so happy that you came on. So before I do anything, I want to show a clip. Now I got this straight off your Facebook page, and I thought
Okay.
this one was straight hilarious. And it's just a minute, and we're gonna show that. So why don't you tell us a little bit about you and how you got into this?
Okay. Well, again, I am Makia Laree, professionally known as Miss Fed Up Show, and I am originally from Troy, Alabama. So I've been writing ever since middle school. But then when I went off to college, I started doing creative writing and fictional writing when I was in college in South Alabama. And from there, I started journaling. And back in 2011, I turned one of my journals into a stage play. And I titled it What's Next? And the ball kind of went quick on that because I was like, boom, I'm gonna do a play. And so I held auditions and people came out and they auditioned for it. And that was in October of 2011. November of 2011, I put a date stamp on it. I was like, January the 28th, 2012, I'm gonna debut my first play. And it was gonna be at the Crosby Theater in Troy, Alabama. And so from November to December, I used Facebook and I promoted. I went out to churches, gave them announcements, told everybody, and that was not even a full 3 months. And on January the 28th, 2012, in front of 930 people, I debuted my first play called What's Next. And that play touched on teen pregnancies, high school dropouts, AIDS, everything that I've seen going on in the news and communities that people are scared to touch on. And I touched on those subjects, and I did it in a comedic form to bring awareness. Because sometimes, when you're too serious about certain subjects, people won't listen. So therefore, I like to speak on and touch on subjects that are important, that are plaguing our communities. And in order to get the people to listen and catch the ahas, I had to put a comedic twist to it. So I turned it into a stage play, and all 5 of my plays have been just that. We had What's Next? We had House Secrets. We had Mama Save Me, Deceitful Blessings, and now Grief, Grudges, and Guilt. And each play is about certain things that we can relate to. And I put it on stage and I put a little humor behind it, but I bring awareness to those issues. And it's been a journey. Okay, so this has been a 13-year journey, but I really and truly believe it's my season because this particular play has picked up some momentum and gained support in different states worldwide. Like people, I'm like, how y'all heard of me? Facebook, from people sharing and doing the sponsored ads, and people just coming out to the show. And so far we've been able to sell out and pack out every show. And actually, my 4th stop is this weekend. This Saturday, we're in Mobile, Alabama, at Davidson High School Auditorium. So it's been a journey, but it's been a blessing, and I'm so grateful because I tell everybody, with this particular show, God told me that this show will open the doors for me, and I believe it. And I tell them I'm just as crazy to keep running up and down this road because I believe what He told me. I'm gonna stand on His word. I'm gonna stand on His word, and so I go and I'm just telling the people about grief, grudges, and guilt and who I am. And I know I got something special. I got a talented cast, a talented band, and it's a storyline that's worth hearing. So yeah, and I'm excited about Panama City. You hear me? That'll be the
I
I'm
first
so
am.
out of state
excited.
show. That's the first
I
out of state show. So I'm ready. I'm so ready for Panama City.
Well, I know I'm ready for you too. And I've been sharing everything that I can share. And then you're coming to the 2 churches. And guess what? The benefit is you come to one, and then this next church comes in right after. So you don't even have to change locations, which will be
Yes,
good. So my pastor was completely like, yes, let's do this. And the other pastor, he was like, absolutely, yes. So I was like, okay, well, all right then. We're gonna do that. So yeah, I cannot
thank you.
wait.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank
All
you.
right. I want to show this clip from the play, and let me share my screen. This one here had me hollering. Oh, it was so funny.
I'm scared. I don't know which one you got. I'm a little nervous.
I took it right off your page. There, I got it. Okay, let's see if this is. I think this is the one. It's so I have so many tabs open. Don't judge me. Okay, here we go. And yeah, I'm gonna share this. All right. Can y'all see the screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that I clicked for the sound.
Why your southern hospitality, Jackie? Look at her toes. It's not like that. Okay, I'm here. Y'all know. We can tell this woman. All I know, if my sister let this go, who is this Jezebel? Jezebel? Brenda Pipe down. Your bark does not scare me. Well, I got something to go night-night, dude. Like you go with me. I'm not going to shoot in the air. Put this dog on a leash. A dog? Steve Chihuahua. If Miss Nana played Holiday Heart, it would look like you. That's okay, baby. You ready to nut inside. Don't let him sweet talk you. He cheating on you with this Jezebel. Oh. Who are you? Man, will you hush? Ain't no hush up. We talk my friend.
Oh my goodness, that right there. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait.
Listen, that was from the Montgomery debut. And Montreal Coleman, that's Brian. That's one in the leopard cheetah print. What he had, a zebra. There we go, the zebra print. Montreal is one I call he's unscripted a lot, and Mary is the one in the jumpsuit that he's referring to as Jezebel, and she plays Jasmine. Them two, Montreal normally trips Mary up with his off script lines, but Mary got him this time in Montgomery with the Holiday Heart. He wasn't ready for it, and when she said it, we were backstage and we was killing ourselves laughing because he wasn't prepared for it, and you could tell because he normally has a quick comeback for, but she caught him off guard with that one. She caught him, and it's normally him hitting her with some low shots in, but she got him this time, and I high-fived her after that scene, like, yeah, you got him, you got him. But the gentleman in the shorts, that's Mitchell Sneed. He plays the husband, Jerome. Stephanie Williams Moore is the one he's holding. That's his wife in the play. She plays Jasmine, and Stephanie and Mitch's son is the one that's on the couch. He plays the role of Kendall. His name is Quentin Parks, who is actually my real life son. That's my 10-year-old. This is his first time being in, and he has blossomed since November, since we debuted the first time with this show, and he's coming into himself. And for the Mobile show, he will get to sing for the first time, so he's excited about that. But those characters, man, listen, they have been with me since 2012. Montreal, Mary, Stephanie, and Mitch. Mitch actually joined on my second production. He wasn't here on my first production. He joined in on the second one. But they've been with me since the beginning. And I told them when I met with them back in September of 2024, I said, listen, with this play, I want those with me that was getting it out the mud with me. Those who were with me that when the shows didn't sell out and all I could give you was gas money and a thank you for showing up. You stayed down, because my previous shows, I've traveled into Mississippi, Huntsville. I traveled with those too, but it wasn't like an official tour. And it didn't, a lot of places didn't do like they're doing now. And I would say I was starting out, and I'm a one-man band on a lot of things. I finance my shows. I promote my shows. I do have a personal assistant that tries to help, but she said I keep my hand in everything, and I don't let her do her job at times. But it's just that I'm so passionate of what I have and what I'm aiming to do and where I'm trying to get to that it makes my nerves bad and my hand is not in everything. But I'm learning to delegate things. But yeah, they've been with me since the beginning, and to see them show after show up, and sometimes I'm backstage like I didn't write that, but they're making it their own, and it fits, and they gel with each other. They've been doing this with each other since 2012 and 13, and so I couldn't ask for a better cast, and the band. They're just as good. They've been with me also since the beginning, and they're enjoying the ride. You know, to officially say we are on an official tour, like this is strategic. All my dates have a reason behind them, and the locations I'm going to, there are reasons behind those locations. And to see, you mentioned the churches earlier. That's really and truly. Everybody asks me, "Hey, you don't do radio ads?" Like, no, I don't. I don't do radio ads. I go on the news stations. I utilize Facebook, and I go into the churches because this play is Christian based. Everything in it is gospel songs. Is biblical. We show you that maneuvering through grief, grudges, and guilt. If you trust and believe in the power of prayer and forgiveness, it can change any situation around. So that's why I go into the churches, because I know it's a production that coincides with the teachings of the Bible. So therefore, I can stand confidently, in front of pastors, in front of church people, and say, "Hey, this is a show that's worth coming to see." It got some funny scenes, but it's a powerful message in that show. And like I said, because I've done that, I've been able to pack out and sell out in every city we've been in so far. So I will continue to rip and run. I've been in Mobile every weekend except for one since the 1st of April. I've been down that road, I-65, 3-hour ride, back and forth every weekend, visiting different churches, multiple churches. And I'll be doing the same thing starting the next week. I'll be doing the same thing, running from Panama City to Ozark to Enterprise, because Ozark show is before Panama City. Ozark is July 12th. So I'll be going and visiting churches and meeting and greeting people and putting my boots on the ground and letting people hear from me what this show is all about. And I've enjoyed it so far. And to be in restaurants and people see me like, "Hey, weren't you on the news about to play? Can I get your autograph?" Man, yes, get my good side. If you're gonna take a picture, get my good side because I'm slim on one side. Okay, you gotta know your angles. You gotta know
I
your
love
angles.
it. Yes.
So
But
when people come to audition, what do you look for when you are auditioning? What will draw you to choose someone?
you got to have the confidence first of all, and then you also got to believe in what you're coming to do. You have to believe in what I'm trying to do, and what, well, not trying, in what I'm doing. You have to believe. I have to see that you believe in it. I can't. I run a tight ship. I try my best to be professional with it. As far as when they come in, they sign in, they get badges. I have a panel of judges. They come in, they have an option to do monologues. They have an option to read off of my script. They have an option to go free scripted, so I can see their personality, and to see how they can remember lines, if they can remember quickly, if they fumble over words, if just us six on this panel makes them nervous. I don't know what you're gonna do in front of hundreds of people. So yeah, so with those auditions, to see people actually just show up, take time out of their day to come and show up, for the auditions to be in one of my shows. It's a humbling feeling. It's a grateful feeling. And yeah, but when you step in there, if you look like this is a joke to you, no. Mm-mm. I can't have that. I know that there will never be anybody that's more passionate about what I'm doing than I am. But if
Mhm.
you come close to it, even if you can't carry a note, if you come close to it, I'm gonna find something for you to do in this show.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, everywhere I've gone, I've incorporated people from those cities into the show. They haven't auditioned. It's just that if I visited a church and I heard them sing, um, if I ran across their page on Facebook and seen them doing certain things, I will reach out to them. So the opening scene in my shows, they always include someone from the city we're in, and I find them on Facebook. I find them from people sharing some videos of them, or networking and going to churches and hearing them leading a song, playing an instrument. I even sometimes pull in musicians. I have a Jasmine Bedgood. She's from Pine Hill, Alabama. Never knew her, but I heard her play a saxophone at the church I went to visit, and yep, when I got up to talk, I was like, "Hey, to your saxophone player, you want to join my band?" She was like, yeah, and she played the Greenville show, and I extended the offer for her to come to Montgomery. She came to Montgomery, and 2 days ago she hit me up and she said, hey, can I come to Mobile? I'm like, hey, you can go wherever we go. But her
Mm.
husband is a pastor, so they're busy a lot, and so it's hard to go far out when he got to go back to church on Sunday. But yeah, so they're gonna join us in Mobile this weekend as well. So I'm excited about that. But I try my best to give people the chance, the platform, and the opportunity to show their gifts. Because there's a lot of talented people right here that we see on an everyday basis that may not get that chance. And to be able to say that I'm in a position to give them that opportunity, I enjoy that. I love that. I love that. So, yeah, let me tell y'all something about me. I'm long winded. And if you ask me one question, I'm gonna find a way to say everything I want to say. So hey, you gotta direct me where you want me to go, because I
Yeah.
keep talking.
I do that same thing when I'm teaching. When
I
I
love it.
go ask one question, then there's like 20 other questions I ask. So they're like, oh my, yeah, we'll cover a
Yeah.
lot of 15 off one question. That's not a problem. Morgan,
Hey,
you got anything? I don't want to cut you
I'm
off.
used to timestamps. When people put a timestamp like, hey, we only got such minutes. Okay, then well, guess what? I'm gonna make sure I get everything in there in them minutes. So hey, I just learned to just try to get everything out.
Oh yeah,
Miss
you
Morgan, this is my
As
first
a
time meeting you. I was gonna actually
yes.
to the Steve Harvey them, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
Oh
hey,
no, that's a married Harvey, but no, but
well, it's
no,
nice to
no,
meet
no.
you finally.
You as well.
Yeah,
I'm
so
excited.
I
I'm excited to come and hang with April, and I'm glad that, she extended the invitation. I dabbled, like you said, middle school, high school, in writing as well, and always wanted to take it to where you did. So I love how you just really like jumped and was like, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and you've like continued to. But what was it like to see your first play, like the first time, like opening night? What was that like for you?
Man, listen, the amount of naysayers and doubters that was like, "Hey, man, don't waste your time doing it. These folks ain't gonna come out to see no play by somebody they know, or somebody who ain't big. You know what I'm saying? Already on TV. Don't
Mm-hmm.
waste your time. Don't get your hopes up. It's not gonna be like you want it to be." And honestly, it's crazy because that show, I had all printed tickets. So that means I had tickets at ticket outlets, and my cast members had tickets. I had some family members selling tickets, and I was selling tickets. And I would check in with everybody here and there, like, how many you got left? How many you got left? So I would see the tickets dwindling, and people was actually getting rid of them. But you talking about 930 tickets, and I'm like, a part of me felt like all 930 ain't gonna be gone. But hey, you know what I'm saying? I take what I'm gonna get because it's my first time. But
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting in the salon. My beautician, Miss Tanya Wilson, was doing my hair the day of the show. And my ticket outlet called me. My good friend Z.I. Rollins, he has a restaurant in Troy called Flo's Kitchens. And he was selling my tickets for me. And he called me. He was like, sis. I was like, yo. He said, the last ticket just went out the door. I, I said, oh, okay, all right, thank you. And when I hung up with him, I went into the cast group chat and I said, yo, ticket check in, tell me how many you got left. And one by one, everybody went to responding, I'm out, none, zero, all gone, nothing left. And I'm like, I opened up a bag, look at my bag, like, I ain't got no tickets. And I said, wait a minute. If everybody has sold out, Zi just called and said he has sold out. I have no more tickets left. I said, y'all, we got a sold out show.
Mm.
And that group chat was lit. Do you hear me? and, and shout out to my pastor, Reverend George Gilchrist of First Missionary Baptist Church, Troy, Alabama. He allowed me to use the church for us to get dressed and to meet at. I had two limousines to pull up. I've been doing red carpet since 2012. My whole goal was always to bring Hollywood to Troy, Alabama, bring Hollywood to Pike County. That's what I wanted to do. So I had a red carpet. I had two limousines. I rented them out of I think it was Baymont Limousines out of Dothan, Alabama. I had my cast members a limo, and I had my own limo. Okay, catch that, because y'all can't ride with the producer. I'm in a
I
limo.
hear that.
Okay. So they were in that stretch Chrysler 300 limo, and I had the it was a Mercedes, the Mercedes stretch white limo, and the limousines pulled up. Matter of fact, they pulled up to my mama them house right outside, and I bet the drivers, and it got real. I'm like, oh my god, like the limos are here. And then we went to the church. We got dressed at the church for the red carpet, and we went outside and we loaded into them limousines. And as we were loading, my mother called me and she said, "Where are you?" I said, "We at the church loading up." She was like, "You need to get here." She's like, "It's about 600 people standing outside waiting for y'all to pull up." I said, "Man, say what now?" She was like, "Pumpkin, the whole outside of this theater is packed with people. They wait for y'all to pull up." I'm like, whoa. So I stepped out the limo and I yelled to the cast. I said, "Yo, we got to get to the theater." They say it's 600 folks waiting on us. And so everybody was hyped. But to pull up, the cast pulled up first and I pulled up behind them. But to pull up and see all those people, like you couldn't even see the front of the building. That's how many people were there. I had people to out there with microphones to interview people. I had photographers out there. Everything. The big flashy Hollywood lights were shining down. And they stepped out the limo. The cast walked the red carpet. They took their pictures, and then they opened the door for me. And when them people went there yelling and screaming, I said, "Oh my God, I've made it." I tell anybody, one of the hardest things to do is to convince people that know you to come out and support you. That's one of the hardest things to do, to get people that was raised up with you, see in everyday life, and you come out of nowhere like boom, I gotta play, I'm gonna put it on. Y'all gotta pay $15 to come see it. Well, back then I think I was doing $10 tickets. I learned my lesson. Okay, don't even worry about that. $10 tickets, $10 and $15 tickets, and but either way, it's their hard-earned money, and they spent it to come out to see. Now, some of them may have came to see if it was gonna flop. It's okay, you was in the building, okay. So, but yeah, to see that and to come out to a standing ovation, I said, I don't think I could ever top that feeling. And I'm waiting to top it. Montgomery almost took me there because I've been waiting to get to Montgomery since 2012, and I attempted twice. The first time I ended up having to cancel because no ticket moved, and that was for the Davis Theater. That was my dream venue. Everybody keeps saying Atlanta should be your dream venue. I was like, no, the Davis Theater in Montgomery, Alabama is my dream venue. I got to get there, but I ended up having to cancel. Lost my $500 deposit because no ticket had sold a month out from the show, and with them you had to pay that balance within 30 days. And then I tried it again at Carver High School, and I gave up. I said, nah, it ain't for me to go to Montgomery, so I left it at that. But I was chasing that feeling from January the 28th, and on March 30th, I finally got the debut in Montgomery, Alabama, at the Davis Theater, and to walk out. Whoo, to over 800 people in the building, and they were all on their feet when I came out dancing because I come out jigging after every show. I'm coming out dancing, okay? But to see all those people clapping and screaming, I said, "Who the 13 years that it took for me to get here, it was worth it because I truly believe that my timing is not his timing, and his timing is always on time, and it is. And right now, I'm living the dream. Do you hear me? But I'm balancing doing shows. Monday through Friday, I'm a universal banker too at a local bank in my hometown. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, I am a banker. Okay. And then when I get off on Fridays, I am the Fed Up Show, and I'm somewhere promote my shows. So I'm trying to juggle both right now. It gets hard, but like I said, to be able to get the word out to the masses that God is who He say He is, and to help turn some non-believers into believers and inspire people to chase their dreams and not to give up and to put God in the front of it and believe in the word that you've read. I don't just talk about God for show. I've raised up knowing Him, raised up with a relationship with Him, and I know the power He has to take us where we want to go and to elevate us in places and take us through doors that some people would never have imagined that we can go through. And with that, I'm steady running, and that's why I'm coming to Panama City, Florida. Okay, that's why I'm coming, crossing the line into the next state. And after Florida, we tap dance into Georgia for the first time, and then Chicago, Illinois is after the Georgia show. So I'm just a little girl from a small town in Alabama, who had a dream and believed in God to be able to make it happen. And I took a 7 year break in between my last show and this one. I took a 7 year break, not on purpose, but we all know what the meaning behind number seven is. Even
Mhm.
though I didn't try to do it on purpose, God knew what He was doing. And I think I had to grow up and mature and get my mind and everything where He needed it to be for me to be able to do what I'm doing right now. Sometimes I get tired and weary, but I have to keep pressing on and meet people like y'all who like, hey girl, we excited you just gonna come on our podcast and coming in our city. That's a great feeling to run into complete strangers. Right now, my Mobile show is over halfway sold out. Them people didn't know me. They never
Mm.
had heard of me, and they paid good money for their tickets, and they coming to see a production that I've written, and that's what motivates me to keep going and to keep moving. And I hope and pray that the good that I do and how I run and speak about God boldly and loudly motivates the next person to do the same. So, and I do want to say I will be in Panama City for the Juneteenth event. That's going on the 21st. I have purchased a vendor booth to set up at the park. I think it's called the Groovy. It's Groovy something. It's on
I,
that Saturday.
I think I saw the ad for
Yeah,
that. Yes.
it's a Juneteenth celebration. So I have purchased a booth and I will be there to do a meet and greet and to move some discounted tickets for those who come out to that event and come to my tent. They do have an opportunity to get $20 tickets instead of $25 tickets. My VIP tickets, they don't go on discount because with that VIP, you're getting front section seating, you're getting VIP gift bags, and you get a free picture printout from the red carpet. So you get a lot with those VIP tickets. So yeah, they are. I think Panama City is $35 for those VIP tickets and 25 for general admission. So. But it's worth it. It's worth it. VIP has their own section. Yeah, they in the
Ah.
section of their own. And the ushers, my ushers don't play. They gonna check them tickets. Like if that ticket don't say VIP,
You over here.
Triple A, six
You said a
A.
whole lot about and so many things that would encourage people. And that's one of the things that we love to do is encourage, inspire, and motivate people. And you said that sometimes the people that you grew up with, your family, your friends, they'll be the ones that don't support you. It'll be other people. And so you have to get over that. And how did you deal with that, knowing that you grew up with these people and they said this and did that, and y'all, played outside and did all of this, and then for them to see what you're doing and not come, not support, and be naysayers or try to talk you out of it? How did you deal?
I mean, whew, that's a good question. Okay, that's a good question. I've done a lot of podcast interviews about this show, and I ain't never been asked that question. But what I'm gonna try not to do is get too deep because I may have to save it for a tell-all book. But but really and truly, in the beginning, it kind of hurt. Um, it made me, I went to questioning, like, why, how? Because I try my best to support everybody that I can, and I've been that way. I've always been a people's person. I've always been, as they say, the popular kid in school and everything. And my family is a big family in my hometown, and we're well known. So to hear naysayers, even people who I would talk to on a daily basis, like that ain't gonna work. Like she crazy to think she can do this. Like who she thinks she is that she could actually take a play on the road, out of state, out of town, and it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It hurt in the beginning, but now as a 40-year-old. It is what it is. Like it used to bother me back in the day, but now Man, listen, to be able to run across people who don't know me and literally the love shown. Now, no, no, let me fix something. I have a lot of support in my hometown. I do have a great support base. But yeah, there are some naysayers. There are people who have spoken against me. There are people who have doubted me. There are people who are actually praying against me, and I know this. But what I do know is that I believe God when He said He would prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. I believe him when he told me, no, the weapon's gonna form, pumpkin, because my family called me pumpkin. The weapon's gonna form, but they ain't gonna prosper. I believe that. So now the 40-year-old me says, thank you. Please continue to doubt me because that doubt that you have in me, it actually it burns something in me to prove you wrong, to prove that's what keeps me running up and down this highway to ensure that these shows sell out and pack out because I know it's people hoping and praying that they don't. So to be able to say, look what God did, even though you was hoping and praying and doubting that I could do this, God showed you. At the end of the day, this is He lets me be in the forefront of this, but it's all Him. He controls this. He controls now. It may be some shows He may not let pack out and sell out, but I believe that's just going to be His way of trying to see how I handle that. So I'm prepared for that too, because I've seen it. I've went to different states and different cities with shows in the past, and I only had 20 or 40 people in the building after spending thousands of dollars to put the show on. I've been there. I've seen the other side. So yeah, like I said in the beginning, it used to hurt. It used to bother me. It used to get to me. I used to always ask my mama, like, why? Like, what I do to these people? Like, what I
Yeah.
and I'm a Deion Sanders fan, and I heard him say in an interview, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurities, and that
I
hit
heard
home.
that.
That hits home for me because I had to accept the fact that there's going to be people who don't like me, all simply because of the confidence I display and how I walk and how I talk and how I am out here pursuing my dreams and goals and just out here doing me, and it's okay. But personally, when I know I can close my eyes at night and know I have personally done nothing to nobody to not like me or believe in me, then I'm okay. I'm okay because my auntie had to tell me last night, girl, they ain't like Jesus. So who are
That
you?
part.
Who are you to be mad at these people don't like you? They ain't like Jesus, and he still died for them. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right, right.
I thank God. I believe if I wasn't born and taught, um, about God and the power of prayer. I believe I wouldn't be able to do what I do. I would have been cracked up under the pressure a long time ago.
Right.
But thankfully, like I said, I have a big family. We try our best to be very tight, and we're together a lot, and they keep me grounded, they keep me motivated, and they stay in my ear. They stay in my ear, and especially Mitchell Sneed in my show. He stays in my ear. He has his own story to tell. He is a successful motivational speaker that travels around the world, and he speaks and tells his story. And he's a big successful businessman, and he tells me all the time, "Cuz lock in, stay focused, tune it out." Because right now you bigger than where you're from. It's bigger than where you're from. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep your mind stayed on what's going on locally and who don't support you locally. You got people in other cities and states already buying tickets to your shows. Like, take your mind off that. Focus on what God is taking you and what's in front of you, and leave the rest of it to Him. And so I try my best to do that. But we all human, and
Yeah,
But that's the
absolutely.
word right there. That's the
that
word right
flesh will
there.
get
You've
weak
been
sometimes.
you've been dropping it. So Jackie says she's an Alabama girl raised in the valley. She said she's so proud of you, her sister.
Hey, thank you,
And then
Jackie.
Lisa said a prophet is not wanted in his own city. That's the word right there. That's the word. So Jackie wants to know how she can share your information for the play.
Okay. My page under Michaela Laree. I post. Let me tell you something. I think I run people off sometimes. A lot of people like, ooh, girl, you post all day. But my page is set up to auto post. Since I'm really at work during the day, it's set up to auto post. I time my post sometimes to just post at certain times of the day to keep it, because my whole thing is somebody who saw it last time probably, they somebody who didn't see it last time will see it this time. So I keep the post going. So you can go on my page. My flyers are all on my page. And then the play itself has its own Facebook page. Grief, Grudges, and Guilt has a page on Facebook. You can go on to and and you can get all the flyers for every show, and the tour schedule calendar is on that page as well. And you can share from there. I will say that page may be easier for you to get the information shared from, because I do post a million posts a day on my personal page. So it may take you a little while to find it on my personal page for the Panama show, but I try to post every show frequently. But I will say this before even doing this podcast. I think I did a sponsor ad on that Panama City flyer a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I think that's when my assistant told me you hit the like button on it, and she reached out to you a month ago. That flyer had been shared over 100 times, and Facebook was sending me updates on the momentum that flyer was having, and I'm like,
Mm.
"Oh snap, Panama City ready for you, girl!" and and the tickets are already moving, and so man, I'm ready to put my feet. I mean, I've been to Panama City plenty of times. My run to place is destined in Panama City. I'm a beach person who likes to sit there and just hear the water. That's how I meditate. That's how I think. Sometimes that's how I write. And I would dip out to Panama and Destin. I'm talking about like it's only 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes from my hometown, so it's not far. So I'm just ready to get there and start mingling and meeting people and making connections in the city. The play is at Rutherford High School, July 26th. The doors will open at 5 and the show will start at 6. That red carpet event is open to everybody, general admission ticket holders and VIP. Everybody gets to walk that red carpet and get their pictures taken. The only difference is general admission people, if you want your pictures printed out, it's just a $5 fee that goes to the photographers to print it out. Because I'm telling y'all, every city we've gone into, that red carpet has ran from the time the doors open to after the hour after the show. They still on that red carpet taking their pictures, talking about get my good side cheese. You know what I'm saying? They love that. They enjoy that red carpet, and I try my best to make it live. We have music playing. It's a groove session. It's a straight up groove session. Mobile, Alabama actually will have a pre-show concert. That'll be my first time ever doing a pre-show concert, and it's featuring Pastor Tremaine Benson of Friendship Missionary Baptist Church in Mobile. He will open that show up with a pre-show concert, and so he asked, and I said, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if there's anybody in Panama City that has a band that sings or whatever, reach out to me, because whatever I can do to incorporate you into that debut, I'm going to make it happen. So yeah, just reach out to me. If y'all have any suggestions of people that can sing, reach out to me. And I do need a funeral home too. Every city I go into, there's a funeral home that sponsors the casket for me to use for the debut of the show. And those funeral home directors, they escort the family in during the funeral scene. So if there's anybody connected to a funeral home out there in Panama City, please reach out to me. I do need a funeral home that I can use to do the body. Okay. Um, and then just to tell you, real quick, I know you haven't asked me yet, but just to give a little more insight into this show was written off of losing close loved ones, close relatives, my last grandparent, some close first cousins, uncles, and everything. So this show is written off that, and the characters in the show are named after those people. What you will see is the mother in the show that passes away. During the funeral scene, there's a picture used in the funeral scene to represent the mother. That mother is my mother's mother. But the name she has is my father's mother's name. So the name she goes by in the show is Myrtle Thomas. Myrtle, when my son gets mad, he says Myrtle, but we say Myrtle sometimes. But anyway, Myrtle is my daddy's mom's first name, and Thomas is my mother's mom last name. And then
Mm,
the lawyer in the show is Jake. Jake Jordan. Jake is my dad's first name. Jordan is my mom's dad's last name.
wow.
Uh, and then we have Jerome in the show. Jerome comes from my big cousin Jerome Barnes, who died in a car accident a few years ago, right before Christmas. He hydroplaned and had an accident in Georgia and didn't make it. So that name comes from him. And then my son plays Kendall. Kendall is my nephew cousin. I called him that because I always called him my nephew because he's my first cousin's son. So technically, he's my second cousin. But since he was born, he was always my nephew. That was my baby. That name, he died from COVID. When COVID was out, he died at the age of 20. So the name Kendall comes from him.
Mm,
I try to incorporate my loved ones into this show, and it's a way to pay homage to them. It's a way during that time of grief, how I was able to deal with grief. I was writing, and I
mm.
found relief in writing. We all go through grief, and it was a point in time. Sometimes you'll see that, like, death keeps hitting your family. It hits back and back. And they say sometimes you lose them in threes, and you'll feel like, oh, now we keep going to funerals. Can we
Mhm.
throw a wedding in here somewhere, a family reunion, something? Because we this ain't never funerals going on.
Right,
Uh,
right.
so during that time, I wrote this play, and it was actually called something else. And I went to sleep, and in my sleep, God gave me grief, grudges, and guilt. And I woke up and deleted the title off my laptop and put grief, grudges, and guilt on there. And
Wow.
I ran with it. So that's just a little insight on the show. That's a little insight.
A lot of people are asking, well, several people are asking how they can get tickets. So let them know how they can get tickets.
Tickets are on eventbrite.com. Eventbrite.com has the tickets. And then for tuning into this show, we're going to do, let me see, Boss Ladies. If you do code Boss Ladies 5, Boss Ladies 5, as a promotional code for the general admission tickets, it's going to take $5 off your ticket for the show if you're in Panama City. If you're in Ozark, Alabama, I go in after this live. I go in and put the promotional codes in. But that'll let me know you tuned in to the Boss Ladies Lounge podcast tonight.
Oh, I
So
love
you
that.
Ozark, if you use Boss Ladies 5 under your general admission ticket, it will take it from 20. Ozark is $20 ticket, so it'll take it to 15. And then Mobile, if there's some Mobile people on here that's coming to the Mobile show, if you use Boss Ladies 5 for your general admission tickets, that's all that's left for Mobile. VIP is sold out. If you use Boss Ladies 5, it'll take $5 off your ticket. So, because I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And then also, while I'm in the city promoting, every church I go to, because every pastors don't allow it to happen. So every church that allows me to come in and introduce myself and tell their members about the show, while I'm there, you get discounted tickets. You have access to discounted tickets there. They'll be $20 instead of 25 when I come visit the churches in Panama City. So other than that, it's online because truthfully, I don't know people in these other cities like that to be like, hey, can you sell these tickets for me? So they're all online. Now, in between time, in the meantime, and when I connect with some people and my spirit say, okay, you can trust them with your coins, I have a ticket outlet in the city. But right now, all tickets are on eventbrite.com.
Well,
Perfect.
Jackie wants me to give you her information because she wants you to message her. She wants to donate to you. So I will inbox you her information. Jackie's amazing. And she's my sister. She's absolutely amazing. See there, I told y'all, I keep telling y'all need to tune in to the Boss Ladies Lounge. You never know what's going to go down. Look, y'all get discounted tickets. We're coming on here. For all of
Yes.
those that didn't show up this evening, poo poo on you. You missed out. Okay, I do have one more question.
Jackie, thank
Why?
you, Jackie.
She said, "Thank you, Jackie." So, why Panama City? What made you want to come here?
when I sit down and I have a meeting with my assistant and my cast member Mitchell Sneed, and we discuss shows, Mitch always tells me you need to go in cities that don't really get productions in the area like this, who have to drive outside of town to see a big production, because it is a big production. You may haven't seen me at the BET Awards or standing next to Tyler Perry yet, but I have heard grown people, all of them say, "Girl, this felt like we was in Atlanta at a Tyler Perry show. Like from the time we got here to the time we left, like this is huge. You got something." So yeah, I know it's a great show. And he told me, he said, "Man, you need to focus on those areas, that those cities and places that don't really get big productions in their area. They got to drive off to see it, because them the people gonna be like, oh, we ain't got to go, no, we ain't go out of town. We just go up the road and we can get the same thing we get when we drive out of town." So when I sat down and started thinking of places to go, that's how we ran across Panama City. And it's just, it's crazy, because when we were sitting there, he was like, "So where you want to go?" So after I told you that, now what you thinking? I'm like, "Hey man, what about Panama City?" Shoot, add it to the calendar. Let's go. Let's get it. And he was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." I like Panama. Panama gonna be the first out of state show. And it fell in my, all I can say is it fell in my spirit to do so. But how it came about was a conversation of going into places that we don't see advertised with big productions going to them. So yeah. And people ask me, why do I do schools? And I tell them all the time, first of all, it's more cost friendly. That's
Mhm.
first. Second of all, a lot of schools have theaters that look just like the big theaters that's charging $10,000. Uh,
Right.
Charging you $10,000 to rent. So I try to stick to the schools, and then also that's a way too, that money goes back into the education of the kids. That money goes into the school system for the kids. I have a 10-year-old. I have now been recently appointed to the District 5 seat for the Troy City Board of Education. So our education is huge, is big. I was a leader in when through my high school and middle school days, as officers of different organizations and stuff. So after I learned that there are schools with theaters and they rent them out, I was like, "Hey man, we gonna try to find us a school before we look at anywhere else. Let's find a school first,
Mhm.
because that money goes back into the school system, which goes towards our kids and their education." So, yep.
So Lisa is naming, and all of these are Tennessee and Kentucky. She said Nashville, Memphis, Lexington, Louisville, Frankfurt, Bowling Green,
Get it.
South Haven, Mississippi.
Get
Like
it.
she just naming them all.
Let's get it. I'm gonna tell you, I took my son. My son is a Grizzlies fan. He's a Morant fan. However the basketball player says his name. He's a Morant fan. And I took him to his first Grizzlies game back in November of last year. And as we were walking around downtown on Beale Street and everything, we walking and we came up to the theater there, and he was like, "Mama, you need to do your play here. That's what we need to do. Play it. We need to be in the play here." And I said, "Ooh, Mama, got to get them coins up to get over here." but but Memphis is on my radar. Memphis, I got to get there. Nashville, I got to get to Nashville. I attended Nashville before with my third production, I believe it was. I have some good friends I went to college with that stays in Nashville, and so I do have Nashville on my list to get to. So yeah, Nashville and Memphis are on the list. I do have some on. Facilitron website where you can put in submissions to rent out certain school theaters. I do have some requests out there for Memphis already. I'm just waiting on approval for one of those locations to be able to add that show to the schedule. I even have requests out for New York and Maryland. So preferably one of those to hurry up and one of them requests to get approved so I can add them to the show. Because let me tell you something, to see my flyer in Times Square,
Yeah.
woo,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That'll be good.
Yeah.
hey,
And I was gonna
hey.
say, look, I'm gonna put that bug in there. You've got
Okay.
Maryland, but if you add Delaware to the list, now you actually get the pull of South Jersey and the Philly area.
Hmm.
And Delaware aligns with your mission in the sense of trying to be in a place where there aren't it isn't a lot. Like most people we got to go to Jersey, we got to go to Philly,
Yeah,
we got to go to
yeah.
DC in order to really do some things.
Hmm.
So that would definitely be it.
Okay.
This, I was like, schools, that's not a problem to hook you up. So I was like, whatever you need, hit my inbox.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
tell
she's
you,
in Delaware.
these are the connections.
Yeah, I live in Delaware, so I'll be flying
She's
to
flying to
Panama City
Panama
to come
City.
see
I'm the
you.
only one
Yes,
here. She's
yes,
flying to come see.
Let
yes.
me tell y'all something. I got somebody flying in from Delaware to come see.
Yes.
Hey, people don't understand when I tell them. Everybody won't be for me, but God has already hand chosen those who are gonna help me on this path to get to where I need to be. They've already been chosen by Him. I don't even know y'all. Like you said, my sister reached out to you, and I'm talking about you. I read the messages. You were excited from jump, and
Yeah.
to hear. Like Miss Jackie, I don't even know Miss Jackie. I don't even know what Miss Jackie looked like. But for Miss Jackie to say she want to sow a seed into what I'm doing, it's just a way for me to it's how I tell y'all, when God is for you, it doesn't matter who's against you. When
Mhm.
he's for you, he can open up some doors and connect you with people that you didn't even know. I don't know y'all. Y'all didn't know me. But man, I'm grateful. I thank you. uh, I appreciate it. Well, guess what? We going to Delaware then. You give me. We
Yeah, come on to
going to Delaware.
Delaware. Come
We
on
going
to
to Delaware. I'm
Delaware.
coming to Delaware now. As my cats say, we on tour. Pack your bags, and we've been saying that since 2012 when I first started. Stephanie started that. She said, "Man, hurry up! I'm trying to pack these bags." And now she was like, she said, "Pumpkin, man, we actually packing bags, dog. Like we actually traveling. Like we here." And it's a grateful thing. I take care of my people. Everybody asks me too, do your people get paid? What? Man, listen, I remember when I couldn't pay them. So now when shows are successful like they are, I make sure that they pay before I'm paid. Okay, they're taken care of, and it's a lot on my shoulders at times, because that's why I be trying to make sure things pan out and tickets move like they need to. Because when we travel out of town, I cover their lodging, so I got to take care of 14 hotel rooms for Mobile.
Wow.
Somebody help me, Holy Ghost. And help me, Jesus, help me, and then still pay them. So yeah, this is, man, I thank you. People ask me who are your sponsors. I don't have any. I have people who are moved, that wants to donate, or when they see me make a post saying I need 2 or 3 sponsors, I have some people that'll reach out. But as far as like steady sponsorship or funding, is me, God, and the pre-sales of tickets, that makes things shake. And I've been able to do it so far, and I'm forever grateful. I'm grateful for people like you, for people like Miss Jackie and others who have sold into my dream. And I'm telling you, I won't forget it. I won't forget.
Well, I know I am excited. I got to go back through the messages and see what kind of tickets I got. I don't remember what kind of
Oh, girl,
ticket.
y'all got reserved seats up front on the front row. Like y'all reserved. Okay.
You know what? I wish we had Boss Ladies Lounge t-shirts that we could come in blinged out with our t-shirt.
You need a
Don't
t-shirt.
worry, but look,
You need,
I got
you
it.
need a
Look,
t-shirt.
we remember we had the t-shirt person. I'm gonna have
I'm
Lizzie
All
do it.
right,
I
about to
got
tell
yeah,
you,
you.
we need
I
to
got a
have.
t-shirt person. I got a t-shirt person.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we
Auntie
need to
makes
have
make,
that.
make my t-shirts. My auntie Michelle Wilson is my mother's second to youngest sister. She is my production company. Okay, she makes my tumbler cups.
Yes.
I have tumbler cups now. She's making t-shirts. I have the t-shirts. So now I have actually merchandise to sell at these debuts, and that's another new. I
Girl.
didn't used to have that, and now I do. And now we're working on the keychains as well. So I'm thankful for that. And then I have program books, and those program books are a hit. And I love to hear people say they bought them because that's a souvenir. And the cast member signs them after the show. We do autograph the books. And one thing I do, I let my cast members have their shine. They go outside to the tables after the show, and they set up to meet and greet with everybody and sign autographs, and I stay back in front of the stage and meet and greet with everybody. So there's a distance between us, so they can have their time and I can have
Mhm.
my time with the people. Because without them, man, this show wouldn't be what it is. They bring life. They bring life to that script, and they surprise me every show. And y'all talking about some good singing? It's some good singing for to go down. Do you hear me? It's some good
Ooh, can't
singing,
wait.
and I'm excited about it. I can't wait for y'all to see it. I can't wait to
I'm
be
ready.
in Panama City. I can't wait to be link up with you. We gonna link up when I come down my first weekend. Yeah, that's the weekend of the 21st and the 22nd. I'll be down that
Okay.
way.
All
So
right.
I can't wait to meet you in person, and whoever else is in the city and they're watching. I can't wait. And Miss Harvey, I can't wait to meet you the day of the show. I
Yes,
think safe
I'm
travels.
excited as
Yeah.
Yes.
well.
Now, when y'all do see me, I'll be different. See, my hair's in a ponytail right now because my appointment is Thursday to get ready for the show for Saturday, and then this ponytail goes away. And on show days, I'm not a makeup person. I just started wearing nails when I turned 40 in January. So yeah, I just started this girly stuff. Yeah, I ain't used to it. But
Yes, 40.
uh,
Yes.
I'm not a makeup person, but on show day I do the makeup thing because I participate in the red carpet and stuff. So on show days, I'm a different person. On show day, I got my heels on and my makeup.
Ooh, Diane.
As my auntie say, I do my spanking walk when I
Yeah,
transform into the
yeah.
Fed Up show. So I look forward to show days. It's exciting. I'm ready. It's show week, and I am ready, and I'm so excited for Mobile, Alabama, and the next shows: Ozark, Panama City, Georgia, Chicago, Delaware,
Ah,
everywhere that
Yes.
we're gonna get to go, and just to be able to let everybody see the talent of my people that's from right around here, from where I'm from, and close by cities, to let them be able to display their talents around the world too. Man, it gives me great joy. So I'm ready and I'm excited for it. I hope I ain't talk these people ears off. Who I
listen,
like
folks are
talking.
just putting stuff in the comments. So Charla, who is my own personal photographer, she says I can help in Sebring, Florida. It's a little further south from Panama City. She said they have a local theater and high school with an awesome drama department. Her church is affiliated with the Abide 21, which is a group of 21 churches in the city. They do kingdom events multiple times a year. She said this would be awesome. All right, we gonna get the connects going. All right, Charla, I got you. Charla is
Blow
amazing.
my inbox up. Y'all can listen. Send me a free request. Send me an inbox. Me and my personal assistant, who is my first cousin, Brianna Morrow. We're two sister kids. Her mama is the one that makes all my tumbler cups and shirts, and they are my front of the house staff. So when you come in, that's who works my shows. My aunties and my cousins works my shows at the front door. And so you'll get to meet them and see them in person too. Everybody like, is Brianna a real person? Yes, she a real. Yes, she real. She real. But but yeah, send me a message. And either one of us will get it. Send me a message, and I'm gonna connect with whoever is willing to connect with me. Because like I said, this is how I'm able to keep going, and it's because people who take the chance on me and people who believe in me. And even late on the news the other week, she said, "Man, to be able to speak to people and they instantly like, yeah, I'm a support." Just based off of you talking to them, like that has to be. And I said, man, listen, my daddy said I got to give the gab. He said I've been running my mouth since I was a child, baby. But I stand on my production. I stand 10 toes down on it in my cast, and I know that whoever gets to witness this show, they would definitely enjoy it, and they would definitely be talking about it days after we touch down in the city. So
Absolutely.
thank y'all for the connections. Thank you for this platform.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Y'all, we are
Thank
so happy
you.
that y'all were on. Those of you that were on, you heard what Makila said about getting the Boss Ladies 5 to get a discount on your general
Yes.
admission ticket just for watching here. So I'm even more excited about this play and being a part and just coming and just supporting and laughing, and this is going to be great. That weekend is going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so happy that y'all joined us this evening. Morgan, you have any final words before we get out of here?
No, I'm just super excited. I'm like, let me go back on Hopper and look at what these
Yeah,
flights
yeah.
look like real
That's
quick,
all
so
you
I
got
can
to
go
worry about
ahead
because
and take
you
care of
staying
that.
right here at the house with me. That's all you got to do. I'll pick you
Yeah,
up from the
exactly. Yeah,
airport and
exactly.
we
I
gonna
just need.
cook. I got it. It's done. It's
Yes,
done.
yes,
Just get here. That's all
Hey,
you got to do.
exactly.
tell your, I think you said her name was it Chelsea or the Chastity? Was it Chastity
Mm-mm.
in
For who? Oh,
Seabreeze, Florida?
Oh, Charla,
oh, Charla,
Charlotte.
Charla.
Charla.
Yes,
Tell Miss Charlotte, I heard you. I think you said she was a photographer. Tell her, listen here now.
Charla
She
is
want to do
amazing.
the red carpet. She can do
Oh
the
my
red
God,
carpet. She
she's
can do the red carpet. Yeah, because
Charla. You hear that? You hear
yeah,
that, Charla?
yeah,
You better
yeah.
inbox. She said she's gonna inbox you.
Well, look, I got your Rolodex when you get
That's
up here. Okay, we got it all laid out. You just write down everything that you need, and we could just check off
Yeah,
boxes.
so
You'll be
I
good to
wrote
go
down a
before you
couple
get
things
here.
about the funeral home. Like my friend, one of the pastors that you're
Yeah.
coming to the church here, he is from here, so he know everybody. Everybody knows him. So
oh,
whatever you need, let me know. I'll let him know, and it'll happen. Like it'll happen like that for real. I said I
Yeah.
need this, and before the end of the day, it was done. Like oh, okay then. So he gets stuff done. So let me know because I don't. I'm
Yes.
only been here a year, so I'm still
okay,
learning, but he
okay,
knows
no problem.
everything. So let me know.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then
Like you said, it's all in who you know, and those connections is
Yeah,
what matters. So when you show up as your authentic self,
absolutely.
you do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? You continuously are putting yourself out and in front of things so that people can be able to see it. And now that you're seen, why
yeah,
not? You know, and we are the type of people that rise up and we like to empower, we like to
Hmm.
help, we like to be able to build up and support. And so, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm like, I'm proud. I feel like I'm over here like, yeah, this been my girlfriend for a
okay,
long time. Like, I'm so
okay.
excited for her. Like, you know what I mean? So
Hey,
I'm
y'all got me
happy.
fighting back tears. I'm telling you, I told myself this morning when I was mentally prepping for this podcast, I said, listen here, do not get on these four podcasts and start crying again. I think every podcast interview I've done, I've
We
started crying.
cried. That's
Okay.
what we do. We cry
We
with you.
cry
Like we
here,
have the
okay?
both of
So
us have been sitting up here boo-hooing. So hey.
like ugly cry,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So it's
I
all
cried.
good.
I said, look, don't get on here crying again. Now they're gonna think this cry is scripted after why you keep crying on these book shows, man. But it's not. I really and truly do get emotional behind seeing what God is doing. And I think ever since I turned 40, I became emotional. I don't know where all this crying come from, but yeah,
Yeah, we thaw
I'm
out.
telling you, I do want to say too, in every city, I try to connect with all Zeta Phi Betas and Sigmas in the cities because my lead actress in the show is a Zeta Phi Beta. And the other cities we've gone into, that sorority has shown up in numbers. I'm talking about in limos and everything. They have showed up to support her. So and to see the show, and it's good for her too because she loves putting her paraphernalia on in the show. I'm like, girl, that ain't part of the outfit change. What she gonna put some on Zeta? I'm telling you, she's gonna wear it. But yeah, so shout out to the Zetas and the Sigmas and all
Oh,
the sororities and fraternities. But yeah, that I got a Zeta Phi Beta and she's a diehard one too. You hear me? And my stage manager, Quintarius Upshaw, he is a Sigma. He's my stage manager and my head photographer who handles the red carpet, Calvin Griffin. He's actually a movie director and a movie producer, short films. He's in Pensacola, Florida. And he just did a big Gulf Coast cultural arts theme festival in Pensacola this past weekend. Hundreds of people showed up. He's from Troy, Alabama himself. He's a few years younger than me, but he's doing great things. And so, like I said, I got a lot of people tied in with me that are listen stars in their own right and have their own things going on, but they still take time to be a part of my movement. So I'm thankful for all of them as well.
so Jackie says, I
Mhm.
want to donate a ticket and donate some jewelry for the cast.
Okay, then,
So
Jackie.
she
All
said
right.
She said she sent you a message in
Okay.
Messenger, so y'all can connect and get all that done.
Yes,
Oh
ma'am.
my God, this has been an
Wonderful.
amazing show, y'all. We have been on here talking, having a good time with our girl, Makila Laree, like we've known her all our lives and just seeing each other face to face on here today. Thank y'all for coming on. If you are anywhere near Panama City, Florida, or where's it, Ozark? That's where you're going next? To Ozark,
Mobile, Alabama is this
Alabama.
Saturday, June 7th, and then Ozark is July 12th, and Panama City is July 26th.
You got the cities. Go on the Facebook page, check it out. I would love for you to come down here and we all go together as a family. Hint,
Yeah.
hint, hint to those. Charla, I know is coming because she's just down the road. But the rest of y'all need to put your money together and get rid of van, buy a ticket, something. Come on, I got plenty
Yeah.
space in my house, and Ariel is gone for the summer, so she got a room. Yeah, hey, it's plenty down here. Just come on, and we can go together.
And if they do that, if it's a group of 10 or more, if it's a group of 10 or more people want to come as a group or organization, cousins, family, whatever, inbox me. I will make sure you get group discount of tickets for that input. I will make sure you get into reserved seats too up
Look at
front.
that. Look at
Yeah.
God working it all out. See that it pays to know people. It
Yeah.
pays to support the Boss Ladies Lounge. See what I'm saying? It pays to
Yes.
support.
And I want to tell you this, April. I got to tell you real quick before you let us go. I want to tell you, you asked me how to pronounce my name, and I sent you a voice clip on how to pronounce my name. And I want to say this. I can tell you took the time to actually listen to that because I think you may be 1 out of 5, maybe 2 out of 5 that actually pronounces my name right. And I can tell you listened and you made sure to get it right. So for that alone says a lot about you too. So I thank you for that because hey, to hear my name said right.
Listen, I said your name right,
And
but my
that's big.
students, when the quarter starts, when I tell you I will jack that, I say, listen, give me a couple of weeks. I will get it right. And some of them I have to think and play it in my head before I say it. But see, it flows, it flows, it flows. So I'm happy that I said it right. Y'all listen, I have not forgotten. Y'all playing around with this Envision You coffee. I was in Crestview, Florida. What was that, 2 Saturdays ago? And these folks was buying these boxes like it was gold. Come on, y'all get that little that's that there. And then let's not forget about the Alive. You got this liquid collagen, and this gonna help y'all joints. Y'all talking about getting older and all that stuff and menopause. Y'all better get this stuff right here. Balance your hormones and help you with your joint, skin, there, your hair, nails, all of that. Better contact me.
So you say you want to set up a booth at the show and sell your stuff? Oh, okay then, tenfold. You want a booth? You need a booth? You need
I
a
do
booth?
need a booth. Let me know how much
Tenfold.
it'll be for the booth. And yeah, I will. I'll be there. Sure will with all this stuff.
Okay, I got you.
All right. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Thank y'all so
There
much.
you
This has
go.
been awesome. Y'all join us again on next Monday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to come back with another amazing show. You never know what to expect. It's always going to be good. Morgan is my girl, my sis. I love her. We've been doing this thing now for 2.5 years, and it keeps getting better and better and better. So until next week, y'all tag, share, go on the Facebook page for Grief, Grudges, and Guilt. Get your tickets, get to Panama City, get to a city close to you. And if you have any contact with your city where you are that you want Makila to go into and bring the play, inbox her right now and say, hey, I got some contact. It may not go anywhere, but then again, it just may. And look, let's work it out. Let's work together. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. We got to get out of here. Until next Monday. See y'all later.